And the proposed topic for my dissertation is entitled, Is the relationship between performance managing home care workers and quality safe care contingent on regulated standards in Ireland? So why is there a need to have further research into performance management, particularly in the home care market? Well, current research helps us to see that performance management is a key tool and function of a good organisation. It's hinged on ability, motivation and opportunity. It should be a strategic force, one that's a continuous process owned by managers to ensure that their workers are trained to the highest level and to empower them to do their jobs properly. The gap exists though in the home care market, which is largely unregulated in Ireland. Therefore, home care workers may have different qualifications, different skills and come from different backgrounds. But because of this lack of regulation, they may not have the required understanding and confidence to be able to do their jobs properly. Why is this? Well, no one is monitoring the services. Managers may feel it's an expensive tool to use and there is certainly no need to use it. But it has further consequences to safe and quality care for those who the services are being provided to. Think of it this way, you could have to care for or be cared for at some point in your life. Wouldn't you want the people who are coming in to support you to be trained at the highest level and for their standards to be measured? But is there any correlation between standards and performance management? Does it really matter? And if it does, can it really ensure better care outcomes for people? This is what this dissertation proposes to look at. Performance management itself is ambiguous. It has different meanings. It can be a formal procedure that's used by an organisation. It can be something that's linked to pay. One other way that performance management operates is through a shared goal and values. These should be linked to quality care, but also ensuring that the shared goals and value of the care workers is that they're motivated, satisfied and proud to work for the organisation. Vulnerable people deserve the best of care. The care that they're giving in a nursing home is regulated, but not in the home care setting. These vulnerable adults largely rely on care workers to provide this quality care. But can the workers provide the care if they've nothing to benchmark their standards against, or if they know that their manager will never assess their performance? So, to recap on what this research hopes to achieve through the statement of, is the relationship between performance managing home care workers and quality safe care contingent on regulated standards in Ireland? In part, that statement will explore the following. How important is performance management to home care workers? Is there a need for it at all? Is performance management only important where there are standards in place? Do home care workers believe it to be of value? Does it affect their roles, their motivation and their work ethic? Do managers view it as of value? If not, why not? And does it affect care standards, making them safer and of better quality for people? The two primary elements connecting this research are performance management and standards of care. One may have significance on the other. Parts of the sub-research is to explore those points in more detail and to conduct primary research to discover their connection, and also to see if they really make any difference or have any correlation to each other. There is extensive literature written on performance management, certainly as being one of the key issues facing human resource management systems today. However, there is a smaller pool of literature on the social care connection of performance management. Yet the core competencies contained in the performance management literature can be used to develop mechanisms to support the way forward. The literature review mentioned here are some the researcher intends to use within the dissertation. The literature review also looked at published documents in the home care market based on the current healthcare requirements to form the basis of the overall research statement. When reviewing the literature in relation to home care standards, there is certainly a view there should be quality practices in place. Performance managing home care workers fits within the best practice model and argument, but very little is further offered in terms of how it would work, or evidence to show its importance when it does. Qualifications are discussed, but not founded in established recognised legal standards. Training is also promoted, but little is discussed on when it doesn't work, or where the employee doesn't engage, and how this could affect care. Performance management literature offers a wealth of evidential discourse on why it is relevant and how it can make a difference. The contextual gap is marrying both parts, the social care standards and the performance management of home care staff, and whether this is of key value in determining quality standards of care and the added value of staff buy-in. This dissertation statement will have a primary research focus. The researcher proposes to speak to HR managers in home care companies in order to ascertain their views on performance management frameworks and appraisals and how they can be of benefit to staff, whether they operate them, or what are the barriers to operating them. It is also proposed to speak to home care workers to understand their view on performance management, as to whether it works for them, as to what proposals they would put forward, what their training is like, and whether they see the benefits of supervision or somebody checking on them. It is also envisioned to speak to an organisation who may be involved in standardising home care services in the future to ascertain what their role would be in that. And finally, from a training provider's perspective, to understand the value and the needs of home care workers being properly trained and how that correlates with their organisation's standards on performance management. The respondents selected for sampling will come from a wide range of operators within the home care sector market in Ireland. This would be the private for-profit, the public markets, and also the not-for-profit and the charity sector, which will help to give a wide range and cross-sectional view of the problems that may be encountered in terms of performance management issues. There will also be a selection sampling done of home care workers, which will be nationality, whether they're migrants, could be male and female, and also across a wide range of age groups. There are some research limitations to be considered when looking at this dissertation proposal. The home care market in Ireland is quite small in terms of profit and non-profit organisations, and contacting HR managers within those organisations may be difficult if they do not wish to discuss their performance management frameworks or how they manage their staff. Also, in speaking to their staff, they may feel a conflict of loyalty in talking about their organisations or how their performance managed. However, the research has worked extensively professionally in this field for many years and believes there is adequate connections and contacts to be able to carry out this research. Finally, thank you for listening to my proposed research dissertation entitled "Is the relationship between performance managing home care workers and quality, safe care contingent on regulated standards in Ireland?" I hope that I have explained it adequately for you to understand what I am trying to achieve in my research. I would also welcome any constructive feedback that you could give me that may improve my research question in advance of writing the dissertation in 2017. Thank you very much.